Imagine instantly understanding what's going on in the head of anyone standing in front of you. Awesome, right? A real dream. It would save you from so many small and big disappointments, wouldn't it? Unmask them in seconds without them saying a word. Sounds like magic? Of course, because no one ever taught you how to read the signals. But now you will, because every human being leaves traces, and Nietzsche's 14 psychological truths will show you what you were missing. And once your eyes are open, you'll never want to close them again. From a young age, you're taught to listen to people's words. But Nietzsche, along with your own life experience, warns, language is deception. People speak to survive and to impose their version of the truth, not to reveal themselves. The personality they display is just armor. Someone who seems kind is often just terrified of being rejected. Someone who appears strong isn't inside, and the most absurd part, they don't even know it. They're actors playing a role written by fear. Besides hiding something from you, they're hiding something from themselves too. Every spirit needs a mask. These are Nietzsche's words. And they're not a criticism, but a warning, a call to awareness. Never confuse the mask with the soul, and pay close attention to one thing. The truth always filters through, where? In the details. In a glance that avoids eye contact, a forced laugh, a sudden change of topic. Let's start with an open hand slap. First, those who despise something in others are often fighting it within themselves. It's the mechanism of projection, pushing outward what hurts to recognize in oneself. Those who attack arrogance fear they're not enough. Those who always preach honesty may be hiding a lie. Don't just look at what someone admires. Look at what they condemn. That's where the part they're afraid to see is hiding, and ask yourself why. Second, silence is more honest than words. Nietzsche didn't believe in spoken truth, but in silent truth. Those who avoid certain topics, who respond mechanically to deep questions, are shouting something without opening their mouths. That avoidance is a confession. Every awkward silence is a truth pounding at the door. Pay more attention to what's unsaid than to what's said. Third, morality on display is often just vanity in disguise. Watch out for those who always want to teach, correct, or preach. Behind moralism often lies a hunger for power. The greater the need to appear virtuous, the more likely something is being hidden. Fourth, people don't lie to you first. They lie to themselves first. I'm fine, I don't care, it's in the past. These aren't lies for self-deception. They're false beliefs that, repeated over and over, seem true even to the speaker. Nietzsche didn't see self-deception as evil, but as a shield. Those who tell a sugar-coated version of themselves are desperately trying to function in a painful world. Inconsistencies, they're open windows to the truth. Fifth, those who do everything to appear superior actually feel inferior. This is Nietzsche in pure form. The need to dominate, boast, or humiliate others comes from the fear of being insignificant. True confidence needs no comparison or conflict. It simply exists. Behind every person seeking control or applause is a terrified child. Sixth, people who always interrupt fear being forgotten. Those who only post happiness even if unaware are crying for help. Those who avoid eye contact while saying "I'm fine" are lying. Seventh, people aren't hard to read, they're just terrified of truly being seen. Fear drives almost everything. Think about those who over-explain, talk over others, disappear suddenly, or say yes when they mean no. What drives these reactions? Fear of being left out, judged, failing, or unloved. We rarely act out of authentic desire. More often we're avoiding loss. If people who criticize excessively are talking about themselves, don't get distracted by the target. Look at the one throwing the arrows. Often, those who mock emotional expression are terrified of their own emotions. Those who judge others' looks are fighting their own reflection. Judgment is almost always projection. Every insistent critique is a hidden confession. Listen closely. It reveals exactly where that person's pain lives. Ninth, and what does exaggerated confidence cover? Guilt. You know those people who are always impeccable, always prepared, always composed. Look closer. You'll see clenched jaws, rehearsed answers, defensive reactions. Nietzsche unmasked those who perform confidence. Behind that facade may be regret, a failure they can't accept. True peace doesn't need to prove anything. So when someone seems too sure of themselves, don't be intimidated. Ask yourself, what are they trying to hide? 10th, exaggeration reveals the opposite. This one's subtle but devastating. Someone who says, "I don't care," probably cares a lot. Someone who says, "I'm always happy," is lying to themselves. Exaggeration is the ego's volume turned up, trying to drown out insecurity. When words sound too absolute, don't believe the message. Read what's trying to be silenced. 11th, the need for control is a sign of inner chaos. We seek control everywhere, work, love, habits. But when this need becomes obsessive, it's the mark of a troubled soul. People who control everything have a storm inside that terrifies them. It's not strength, it's panic. If someone desperately needs to feel powerful, it means only one thing. Inside, they feel like everything could fall apart any second. The obsession with external order is just a cover for unmanageable internal disorder. 12. Look at those who go over the top to be seen. That's not confidence, it's desperation. People with true value don't need attention. People who deeply know themselves don't need an audience. Nietzsche knew that behind every loud performance is a void begging for attention. And today, we see it everywhere. He'd likely be horrified. Remember, every behavior comes from a belief, and every belief from a wound. Every conviction is a defense mechanism, a justification for trauma. Want to truly understand someone? Don't ask what they think, ask what broke them. Ask what made them feel small. Then words stop being threats and become armor. Not attacks, but protections. And you stop reacting, you understand. 13th. People who attack often do so out of envy. It's easier to tear others down than to recognize their value. Those who mock success, judge freedom, or ridicule people being themselves don't do it out of cruelty, but because they're in pain. Seeing in others what we buried in ourselves hurts. Envy is just repressed desire. The soul screaming, I want that too, but I don't think I deserve it. If you can see it in others, you become immune to hate. If you recognize it in yourself, you become free. 14th. People don't act based on what they believe, but on what they've lived. We repeat childhood, not opinions. Those who were never listened to become those who don't listen. Those punished for their emotions become cold and distant. Those who had to earn love will always perform, even when they're hurting. It's not thought, it's memory. If you want to truly understand someone, don't look at who they are. Ask who did they have to become. Behind every adult is a child still trying to feel safe. Every behavior is a confession. If you learn to read these signals, you can see the truth before it's ever spoken. And then you don't judge, you don't react, you understand. You become a mirror, not a weapon. And that's true strength, truly seeing someone and choosing compassion. These truths aren't meant to dominate, but to understand. Because the more you really see someone, the less you're able to hate them. That's what Nietzsche wanted. Not for you to read people to control them, but to stop getting fooled and start truly connecting. Every truth you've heard isn't just about others. It's about you, your wounds, your patterns, your masks. The more you recognize them in others, the more you'll find them in yourself. And that's not the end, it's the beginning. Nietzsche wanted us to wake up, to understand that every judgment reveals what we hide, that every admiration reveals what we long to become. If you felt seen in this video, if you recognized yourself, don't keep it to yourself. See you in the comments. The video you see on screen is perfect to continue your journey of growth and discovery. Because never forget our unbeatable mantra, the truth sets you free.